So a lot of people have been asking me about this, and I'll just tell you guys, we're just waking up here in Korea and seeing the news ourselves. Trump has his ICE goons at a Hyundai plant in Georgia, and they're arresting nearly 500 people. Many of these people are South Korean. I want to go over it with you, and let's jump right in. So these are the headlines. South Koreans are swept up in immigration raid at Hyundai plant in Georgia. This is what it looks like there.
Site, okay? We're Homeland Security. We have a search warrant for the whole site. We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
So just imagine you're visiting the USA and you come because, remember, Trump is claiming that other countries are going to invest in USA, right? Hyundai is literally building, right? So this is a Korean company. And you come to do business and you get arrested. Like how would you feel? I mean, my initial reaction, to be just pretty frank, I'm pretty upset by this. I just think USA is completely uninvestable at this point. You can't do business with these people. I mean, you try to do business, then they arrest you. And then Trump is like now changing the Department of Defense, Department of War. This is actually their social media. This is their social media with how they're posting it. It like they're just like, hey, you know what? Let's just go Fallout 1984 if you want to go Fallout, 1930s kind of stuff. Department of War. And then they change the logo, also Department of War. You're arresting your allies. You're calling, Department of Defense, now Department of War. They already changed the website. It's like I said, this is all over news. This is a JTCB. There's Trump. There's Hyundai. And, for those of you who watch my channel, be it from various countries around the world, just imagine if citizens from your country were arrested. How would you feel? Now, I'm an American citizen. I'm also Vietnamese, so I'm not Korean at all, but my wife is Korean, and I speak Korean. People always ask that question, but I speak Korean, Chinese, and Japanese. So I look at multiple news sources, not just USA. But if you're, an international person, right? You're from another country visiting USA, and these are the footage. This is the footage on Korean news. They're showing Humvees, they're showing helicopters, they're showing people running through factories being chased by ICE. Like, would you want to come and do business in USA? I mean, it's pretty obvious. The answer is clearly no. This is what USA is right now. Listen to this.
We're Homeland Security. We have a search warrant for the whole site. We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
Right, so they just come in and it looks like they're probably in some sort of meeting or whatever. Maybe it was I don't know what the work's talking about. They're talking about probably building cars or how are we going to get production up. And there's people that show up and just like, okay, stop work all right now. You're all arrested. And then one American was saying like, is this USA
Almost
anymore?
for a second, like, are we in the U.S.? Like, I've never seen them come out like that, guns drawn on the roof, helicopters, and you just had to wait your turn, give your ID, let them do the background checks, and when they told you to go, you had to go.
So my understanding of this, and I was reading through the stuff, there's a high possibility that many of the Koreans were on like a 90-day E-Star, and the Trump people are going to claim that you're not supposed to be working. I Googled it, and I actually dispute that, and their lawyers are going to dispute that also, saying, no, we can take meetings and we can do these things. And this, again, Trump is encouraging people to come invest in USA, and then they can arrest you, I guess. Is that our plan? This is also what they're doing here. This is on Fox News. They were celebrating, I guess, that we're changing the Department of Defense to now the, was it the War Department? Department of War, what do we call this thing? I remember there, as they peel off the, and they did this before with the USAID. It's sick, yeah. And this is the thing I was telling you guys about. Here it says that you can just do a quick Google search. It's called the ISTA. Yes, South Korean citizens can conduct some type of business activities on ISTA visa for short visits. So be it, scientific, educational, professional, business convention, conference, consulting with business associates, negotiating contracts, short-term training, tourism, these kind of things. Then here's one of the lawyers commenting on the situation. Charles Cuck, an immigration lawyer in Atlanta, said two of his clients were in the country under a visa waiver program that enables them to travel for tourism or business days for 90 days or less without obtaining a visa, were caught up in the raid. Quote, my clients were doing exactly what they were allowed to do under the visa waiver, attend business meetings. He said on Friday, noting that one of them, quote, had just arrived on Tuesday and was leaving next week. And these kind of situations doesn't sound particularly unusual to me. Anyone who's traveled for business, you go in, you take a few meetings, whatever, maybe you're going to train some people, and you leave. And you conduct business as usual. But for Trump, nothing's business as usual these days. Again, Trump is asking other countries to invest in America, other foreign companies to invest in America. And then I guess when you send workers to invest in America, they arrest you. Like I said, I think at this stage, America under Trump is completely uninvestable. You can't do business with these people, and I wouldn't. That's just my opinion. I think it's pretty obvious, and that's why I was showing you. To me, it's gross and sickening, to be perfectly frank, and that's why I had to show you in combination with, changing the name from the Defense to the War Department, and again now you're arresting allies. Listen to Hegseth talk about this stuff in the Oval Office.
After winning a war for independence in 1789, George Washington established the War Department, and Henry Knox was his first Secretary of War. And this country won every major war after that, to include World War I and World War II. Total victory, Mr. President, as you said. Then 150 years after that, we changed the name after World War II from the Department of War to the Department of Defense in 1947. And as you pointed out, Mr. President, we haven't won a major war since, and that's not to disparage our warfighters, whether it's the Korean War, the Vietnam War, or our generation of Iraq and Afghanistan. That's to recognize that this name change is not just about renaming, it's about restoring.
So what's interesting here with this is Hegseth, and what it sounds like to me, are you admitting then that America is a bunch of losers? Is that what you're saying there? You're like, oh, well, I guess you could say World War I and World War II were wins, but everything else after that was losses. Is that what we're saying? I mean, it's just like, the whole thing is crazy. I just say the whole thing is crazy. And I want to also mention the narrative with that USA won World War II. The USA always discounts the role that other countries played, and I always find that sickening. The USA is not the only country in the world. I hate to break it to you, but there are other countries in the world. And so the stupid Americans always like, oh, America's the only country in the whole world, guys. We won the war all by ourselves. There's no other country in the world, only America. Well, you're going to be alone if you do. So there's Hegseth there, changing his name tag, right? Now we're from Secretary of Defense of Secretary of War. And then he'll go on and on. You have to hear it from himself about the changing culture of USA.
Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President, restoring the warrior ethos, restoring victory and clarity as an end state, restoring intentionality to the use of force. So at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like America, is back. Thank you for your leadership and your clarity. We're going to set the tone for this country. America first, peace through strength, brought to you by the War Department. We're back.
And that's their, chyron there. We're going on offense, not defense. He was talking about we're not going to care about legality, I guess. That's how I read that, what he's saying. I mean, you can literally hear these words. These people are absolutely bonkers. Honestly, all these people need to be removed immediately. It should be obvious. And again, now you're arresting our allies. There's been discussion on, did Trump frankly just murder people? Was the deadly U.S. attack on the Venezuelan vessel illegal, right? And they were trying to claim, the Trump people trying to claim that this boat was, an imminent threat to the United States, which is clearly not the case. I guess there was someone in the Pentagon was saying Trump boat strike was a criminal attack on civilians. And then you have this, which is also today. I mean, there's so much insanity going on. Donald Trump issues order to penalize countries that detain American citizens. So I guess America can detain citizens from other countries, but if you detain American citizens, then they'll block your travel to the USA. That's what they're talking about here. So Trump, wherever he wants, he's like, okay, you can't come to the UN General Assembly. And I think this might be targeted against people from Palestine, but he'll target whoever that he wants. So that's what's going on in USA. I'll just be frank about it. It's all sickening. I could swear and cuss all day about this stuff, but I try to stay cool as best I can and just tell you guys what's going on. But it's just the USA is uninvestable right now. So that's my thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video.